Next, we will discuss about juxtaglomerular apparatus and its role in regulation of kidney function. Juxtaglomerular apparatus, it consists of juxtaglomerular cells, and these juxtaglomerular cells, these are present in the endothelium of efferent arteriole and in the epithelium of the distal convoluted tubule. So in distal convoluted tubule and in the membrane of efferent arteriole, juxtaglomerular cells are present, and these juxtaglomerular cell, they release renin, renin. Earlier also in lesson 16 you have studied about renin, and the spellings were renin. So that renin was responsible for the breakdown of milk protein, and this renin, it has role in the kidney function. So let's start. Whenever there is fall in the GFR, what do you mean by GFR? Glomerular filtration rate. So whenever there is fall in glomerular blood flow, it means when the blood flow in the glomerulus is less, or there is fall in glomerular blood pressure or glomerular filtration rate, it activate the JG cells, juxtaglomerular cells present in the wall of DCT and efferent arteriole to release renin, renin, renin. So renin is released by JG cell or juxtaglomerular cells. This renin then serve as an enzyme, so it act as an enzyme and it convert angiotensinogen. Angiotensinogen, it is present in blood, and this angiotensinogen is converted into, first of all, into angiotensin 1, then into angiotensin 2. And this angiotensin 2, it is a powerful vasoconstrictor. What do you mean by vasoconstrictor? Which constrict or decrease the lumen of the artery. So it acts as a vasoconstriction. It causes the constriction of arteriole, and due to which what will happen? The glomerular blood pressure will increase. When the arteriole, they will constrict, efferent arteriole will constrict, the blood pressure will increase, and it will result in the increase of glomerular filtration rate. Now the second function of the angiotensin 2 is that this angiotensin 2, it also stimulates the adrenal cortex of the adrenal gland. Do you remember about the adrenal gland, where it is present? Yes, adrenal gland is present at the top of the kidney. So the angiotensin 2 present in the blood, it stimulate the adrenal gland to produce the hormone known as aldosterone. So what these adrenal gland will produce? The adrenal gland will produce hormone aldosterone, and aldosterone production is stimulated by the angiotensin 2, and angiotensin 2 in turn is produced by the renin. It is stimulated by the renin. So renin, which is released by the JG cell, it convert inactive angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1, then into angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2, it acts as a powerful vasoconstrictor and causes constriction of the efferent arteriole. Number 2, it causes the adrenal gland to release adrenal hormone known as aldosterone, and this aldosterone released by the adrenal gland causes reabsorption of sodium ion, sodium chloride and water from the distal convoluted tubule. Do you remember when we were doing the function of the different parts of the kidney tubule? At that time I told you that DCT, its main function is tubular secretion, but it also show conditional reabsorption of sodium ions and water. So this reabsorption of sodium ion and water, it take place under the effect of the hormone known as aldosterone. So whenever there is a decrease in glomerular filtration rate, at that time JG cell produces renin, then renin activate, convert angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1, then angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 in turn stimulate adrenal gland to produce aldosterone, and this aldosterone causes DCT, distal convoluted tubule, to reabsorb sodium ions and water. And the reabsorption of sodium ion and water from the distal convoluted tubule into the blood release causes the increase in blood pressure and glomerular filtration rate. So this complex mechanism is generally known as renin-angiotensin mechanism. Known as renin-angiotensin mechanism. I hope it is clear to everyone. So in the end, absorption of sodium ions and water from the distal convoluted tubule due to renin and angiotensin and aldosterone causes the increase in blood volume and blood pressure. Okay, so this was about the juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now in the first two, when we have studied about the antidiuretic hormone and the role of juxtaglomerular apparatus, both are responsible for increasing the blood pressure. Both causes the reabsorption of water and sodium ions from the filtrate. Now the next we will study about ANF, that is atrial natriuretic factor. Atrial natriuretic factor, and this atrial natriuretic factor or ANF is released by the heart. So what happens when there is an increase in blood flow? Now when there is increase in blood flow to atria, what are atria? Auricles are also known as atria. When there is an increase in blood flow to the atria or auricles of the heart, it causes the release of atrial natriuretic factor or ANF, and this ANF, it causes vasodilation. Now vasodilation means dilation of blood vessels, means increase in the lumen of blood vessel, and when the lumen will increase, the blood pressure will decrease. So in turn you can say that ANF, it keeps check on the JGA apparatus or renin-angiotensin mechanism and on ADH. So I repeat once again, whenever there is increase in blood flow to the auricles of the heart, at that time the heart, it release atrial natriuretic factor or ANF, which causes vasodilation or dilation of blood vessels, which in turn decrease the blood pressure, and this ANF, it keeps check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. With this, regulation of kidney function is complete.